What's up, you guys? This video is some real talk for us. This is more so for the ladies, and I just did another video that you may or may not have seen. Well, at the time of me recording this, it's actually uploading. So, you know, and I was basically telling y'all about a little bit about my stuff, and I've been telling y'all, if you've been following me, y'all know I've been telling y'all for the past year or so about my situation, what led me to Texas, and some of the things I've been through due to the lack of self-love, you know. And this is why God has sent me away, far away from everybody I knew, isolated me to reveal a lot of things to myself that I didn't even know I was dealing with. So I'm doing this video today to, one, just tell you as parents why it's important to love your children on an emotional level. It's not about what you can buy them. It has nothing to do with what you can buy them. It's about how you can emotionally feed them. It's about paying attention to them. It's about seeing the signs that something is off with your baby, bless you. It's about protecting them from creeps and predators, protecting them from your own self. It's about you healing, doing your own healing so that you won't put your traumas onto them. It's about truly pouring into your children and truly being an example for your children, because kids ain't listening to what you telling them. They hear it. It's words will stick with them, of course. But you can't pour into them. You can't tell them how to choose better men, choose a good man, when they see you stand around a sorry nothing man, a man that's beating you, a man that don't know how to respect you, a man that don't provide for you, a man that just using you, milking you, and hurting the kids. So you can't tell them, but yet you doing this. And, you know, a lot of these stories, I've been watching a lot of these stories, and it's so funny today. And I've been talking to her about Ashley Lockhart. Her story came back up on my home feed, and I just was watching it again. Like, her story just really, out of all the stories I've been watching, her story, I don't know what it is. I think it's just because I feel like that could have been me. You know, I really feel like that could have been me. I don't know why that one just was so gruesome. And I didn't watch so many stories, but something about her story is because of who her baby daddy is that reminds me of who my second baby daddy is. The fact that they, bless you, they're messed up. And to see, you know, how he killed her and then went to go do heroin. And I told y'all before or whatever, but I didn't even think I ever went and did a story time and went in about it. But I really believe my second BD, I really think the same drugs that he be selling is the same drugs he be taking, because he OD'd on my couch. He literally almost died on my couch. August 2021. He literally almost died on my couch. And it's just like, and I'm not gonna lie, when I get mad and he's saying all that stuff to me, and he wishing, like, he be wishing me to get HIV, and he be wishing, like, after he said that to what he said to me the other day about my mom said, my mom wanted him to kill me and all of this stuff. I'm like, nigga, I should have let you die on my couch. Like, I'm mad. I be mad. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Sometimes I be mad at myself for saving this nigga life. That probably was God trying to get rid of him from me right then and there. And I honestly feel like he did that on purpose. The nigga is deranged. A person who's obsessed with you, who's possessive over you, and who believes they own you because you have a baby with them, it's dangerous. And when I looked up what obsessive lover disorder is, and to see how they'll do things, they'll try to tell you, oh, I'm gonna kill myself. He done threatened suicide so many times to me just to get me back. And that whole scheme he played that day at my house when he almost died on my couch, I really feel like it was a plot to get me back, because I wasn't messing with him like that. I just let him come over so he could see his daughter. Like, you know, because I never wanted to feel guilty about, and I think that's why I even still be trying to just like, see, okay, it's been some time now, let me see where his head at now. But no, I finally know now. I finally am getting it. Even after all of this, like, Tania, God got you away for a reason. He's mentally deranged. He sees a psychiatrist. And he don't even tell her everything. He don't even deal with the real issues at hand with him. He don't even tell her the real stuff. That's why I said, I said, she's failing you. You come talking to me about more stuff than you talk to this lady about. You come telling me all this stuff. The boy has, his childhood, what has happened to him. A lot of these boys are like this. Us too as girls. This is why we messed up. And so when I see people in the comments and be like, I don't know why she would even deal with a guy like this. I don't even know why you guys like Pookies and why you guys, we have not had love. So when you dealing with these type of dudes, you thinking, okay, he can protect me. He can love me. A lot of us grew up with no daddy. Or maybe you even grew up with a daddy that you seen act just like him. So you attracted to what you see, what you know. You attracted to a person that tell you look good when you had people around you, family members, your own mama and daddy and family that has done you wrong, that has never had emotional connection to you. You're vulnerable. You're vulnerable. This is why you got everybody out here looking for love in all the wrong places, because they didn't get it from where they needed it, which was at home. So when you go saying these things about these people, understand that, of course, you get to a point where you do have to take ownership over your life, and you have to do the healing, you have to do the work. But people have failed these children. Y'all see every day how people are constantly failing the children. This is why I'm a big advocate for children, and this is why I even be having compassion for the damn Pookies and my baby daddy and them. Because it's like, dang, that's how he got me. I told y'all in that video, I played a recording about how he said how they play on your vulnerabilities and how they play, and they be like, oh, they pour their problems onto you, they emotional dump on you, and you be eating it up. Most women eat it up. They come telling us what their ex did or what their mama and them did, what their childhood was like, and now you have so much compassion for them. Now you want to save them and love them, but you can never love those demons up out of them. You can never do it. You can't do that for him. The damn psychiatrist can't even do it for him because he won't work with the psychiatrist. They need exorcisms. They are suffering from extreme demons. But this is the problem with the men and the women, with the Jezebels, with the hoes, with the Pookies, with the street niggas. People condemn these people, but you haven't walked a mile in their shoes. And even if you did, everybody don't handle trauma the same. And if nobody is working with them, and if they are resistant to getting the help themselves, because they've been so damaged, they feel like a lot of them hate their own self. My baby dad, he hate himself. You can tell when a person hate themselves. You can tell the way they treat their own self. You can tell when you don't love yourself. That's why I told y'all it was a point I didn't love myself, feeling like I need to give my body to you and you and you. But once again, where did that stem from? Childhood, when you getting molested and things have happened to these people. This is what causes this stuff. Feeling unseen, unheard as children. This is why I be talking like we gotta do better as parents, and we have to heal, because if you don't heal, you're passing on stuff to your children unknowingly, subconsciously. You're passing it on. You bringing different dudes in and out, different women. You doing all of this. This is what's causing this. Pay attention to the red flags of people that's trying, the dudes that come into your life and it's fake love. Even women do it. Pay attention to the signs. Anybody that's moving super fast, they want to move the relationship super fast. That was when I tell you, when I look back at it now, I've forgiven myself, but I was mad at myself. I'd be like, dang, you dumb. Like, I'd be like, the signs was there. And it's like, I totally was oblivious to it. It was like, I was not my system. Your body, your intuition be going off. Like I said in that video about listen to your intuition, it's your body's natural alarm system. It was going off, but I was not listening. I had no discernment. I did not have discernment. You know, people, and he rushed it all. It was just so fast. Like everything happened so fast. Didn't even know this dude for real. And he still would try to convince me that, oh no, I was chasing you for 2 years and this, that, and that, but I still didn't know you, bro. I talked to you one time, and even when I started talking to you, when I actually started hanging out with you, I still didn't know you. I didn't spend no time with you. I didn't know enough. And then you dump all this stuff. The first couple days, like when they confessing all they love and they pouring all their problems, he confided in me about some, I really don't want to say all his business, but if you know, you know. If you can read between the lines, the stuff that he just poured onto me, like, I'm like, whoa, that's a lot, bro. Like, I don't even know you like that. Why you even trust me like that to tell me this kind of information right off the rip? I'm never gonna forget. I'm sitting on top of him in my bed, and he just was like, he just said all this, told me all this, but it was to get sympathy from me, to really try to get moved up in my house, because this is what they do. These dudes that come telling you this, that, and that, all this sob story stuff, so you can have compassion, so you can open up the door for him, open up your house to him, open up your purse to him, open up everything to him, open up your body. Anybody that's confessing they love to you all soon, and they don't even know you telling you love me, it's only been 1 week. Why you love me? You don't even know me. How you love me? 1 month. How do you love me like that in 1 month? And you got some people out here that'll be like, in the comments, sometimes people be like, well, I met my husband on this dating site, or I met them here, and we moved fast, and we've been happily married for 36 years. For one, a lot of times it be capping they rap. But even if that is the truth, you're an exception to the rule. That's not the case for most cases, especially when we're dealing with certain demographic of people. And period, as most black people act like as if there's not an abundance of pookies out here. It's an abundance of these men out here. We know this. Black men are missing. Black men are either dead or in jail, the majority of them. And other black men that do have their ish together, they know. This is why they don't associate with them. And this is why they be mad at the girls for wanting to go after those type of guys. But it's because the lack there of structure, the lack there of love that they have received, the amount of damage that has been done to the girls. This is why we dumb, oblivious. We don't know shit because we ain't taught shit. The ones that do have daddies, I see all the girls that have dads. All my friends growing up, they all had daddies. Y'all, I'm sitting here editing a video and I forgot to say what I was really trying to say right here. But what I was trying to say was, many of the girls I grew up with had dads that lived in the home. Yet, they still baby mamas. They still got multiple baby daddies. They still dealing with toxic men too. They still dealing with it, So it's not even just to say, it ain't even about even if some of these girls never been sexually abused or nothing like that for the reason why they like that, but they still had a lack of love from their own dad. Own dad never want to spend no one-on-one time with you. Own dad never want to. Man, my one friend, her dad did not like her. Like, when you can tell he did not. He was so mean to her all the time. He was mean. He was mean to everybody, but he was cool. He was cool sometimes. Because I used to joke with him or whatever. But a lot of my friends, they had dads still the same. Or they even had a stepdad, but even still, the ones that had stepdads, their real dad was still involved in their life. But it just goes to show that the men are failing at leading. They're not teaching their sons nothing. They're not teaching their daughters nothing. Why these girls got daddies and you still don't know how to choose? You still don't know what real love is. You still, look at Krishan, had a daddy in the home. You still believe love is pain. Because what your daddy showed you, what these men be showing them. Even my one friend, her dad was a good provider. He took care of everything. Like, they had all the nice stuff. But her mom loved the heck out of her. And even with that, like, I seen stuff then, but now that I'm older, you can tell her dad was definitely a narcissist. For sure. They would get into arguments sometimes about my friend. Like, he looked good though. He was a narc. You can tell. As soon as she turned 18, they divorced. Because these parents be like, we're just going to stick it out until the kids get grown, until the kids get 18. Because it's better for them to have a 2-parent household. That's what matters. That's what's going to make this child a success, is if we stay in the same house with no real love in it. If we stay in the same house till they turn 18, that's going to produce a great child. Bullshit. You're dumb. These people who say it's dumb. Now, if you're healthy, if it's real love, if both parents are showing real emotional connection, real bonding, oh yeah, you got you something right there. That's a healthy household. But a lot of these houses ain't. A lot of these houses is just nothing. No real love. And you wonder why the kids is looking for love out here in the streets. Why as soon as they get the opportunity to get out, the first person that show them some attention, that's what they gravitating towards. The boys and the girls. Why you think these boys be in the streets like that? Looking for love from their homies. Them same homies backdoor them too. But the video already long, so y'all continue with the video. But that's what I really wanted to say. These men are not, the dads are not teaching nothing. Failure of leadership. They're not properly leading. They ain't properly leading they women, and they damn sure ain't properly leading these kids, the boys and the girls. Complete failing. We blame the men because y'all the leaders. This is supposed to be patriarchy society. But you guys are failing to lead, failing to teach something. Look at all these boys that don't even know how to change a damn tire. They can barely change a freaking light bulb. Barely do anything. Don't even know how to plunge a dang on toilet, snake a toilet. Can't do basic things, hands-on things that men started out doing from the beginning of time. No one's teaching them. Can't even cut no grass. It's like completely failing these kids because you're not teaching them nothing. We're not teaching our daughters. So many women are not cooking no more because your parents aren't teaching you. It don't matter if you want to cook or not. You should know how to survive. You should know basic skills, period. We don't even know how to sew no more. We don't know how to do shit but throw ass cheeks. That's all we know how to do. That's all we know how to do. And it's ridiculous. Look around. This is ridiculous. All we know how to do is chase a man. Chase the boys. They know how to just chase girls. Everything is about sex, 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 sex. Fake love. Man, let's continue with the video. I didn't have my real dad. I had a stepdad around, but he was a fucking bum too. And my mama said he's a crackhead. You know? And that's just what I'm saying. You go after dudes that's like the men in your life. My first baby daddy is like my real dad. Drink all the time, but he provide, but he's a drunk. He drinks a lot. Move, Ari. Second baby dad, act just like my stepdad. You gonna fake be there for the kids, but you can never show up for your woman like you need to. You can never provide for your household. You want to be the house husband and sitting around and doing bullshit all day, and then taking drugs. I mean, obviously he's taking the drugs though. Like, cause when he was dying on my couch, and the ambulance come, they say, it was a good thing you called when you did. You caught him. He was almost out. He was literally almost out. They said they said, what did he take? I said, nothing. He don't do drugs. He only smoke weed. It was like, well, he OD'd. I'm like, OD'd on what? But he sells, I don't know what it is. I don't know, that shit in that little, I don't know if it's crack. I don't know if it's crack. I don't do drugs. I don't know. I done seen stuff around with him. I done been outside, seen them niggas outside doing putting stuff in a little vial thing, in a little pipe or whatever it's called. But hold on. You know, I didn't see that, and of course I didn't see him because he's so negligent. It's several times. 2 times I done found them pills in my house on the floor in my bathroom. And I'm like, dude, like, this is why I used to just get irritated, and it's just like, you are negligent. What if my daughter picks it up? We just had a baby. What if, she get the crawling around? Mind you, she was very little. She wasn't crawling or nothing at that point, but it's still the fact that even my first daughter, she was 4. So what if she was like to pick that up or something? And I'm glad I caught it. It's just like, when I tell you God really was on me with this whole situation so many times. Like, when I think back on how many times he was showing me signs. And then even when he OD'd, my dumb goofy ass saved him. And then even when they took him in the ambulance to the hospital, of course I go up there. Like, no, I didn't go up there right away. His mom went up there because I had the baby and I had my daughter too. So I had to wait until the morning to drop my daughter off at her nana house. Or then I drop her off to her father. One of the two, so I could go up there. I think she was going with her dad for the weekend or something like that. But I took her, she went either with her nana or to her, no, she went to Miss Debbie's house, y'all. I took her to Miss Debbie's house. So, yeah, and I dropped her off, and his mom had went up there, but him and his mom got into it while they was at the hospital because he get to talking about stuff about the past because him and his mom have a strange relationship. But I called her when everything went on because I'm like, I know he on medication because of he goes to the psychiatrist and he gets his shot for the schizophrenia and shit. So I call her, I'm like, what kind, because the ambulance asked me, what is he on? I'm like, only medication he take is the medicine for his, with the little stuff. So I call his mom, because I first called her, I'm like, what is wrong with him? I'm like, I don't know, I never seen this happen with him before. He smoked weed all the time, so it's like, I never seen him, this happen. They said he OD'd and stuff, and so when it all happened, she like she told me call the police, or call the ambulance. Soon as I called her, when I heard him, I said, he's making this noise. She was like, call the police and have him go up Sinai, whatever. And I'm gonna go up there. So I did that. And then my dumb goofy ass, because him and his mom got into it, she said, I'm leaving here. She was like, I don't know if you're gonna be able to come up here because of the baby or whatever, because they're not gonna let the baby in. But I ended up going up there and they let me in, me and my kids came in. So actually, no, I didn't even drop Ceylani off because she came to the hospital with me. Yeah, she came to the hospital with me. So we all went up there or whatever because it was just late at night. It was like early in the morning, matter of fact, because it was like, I don't know, it was like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, like when everything happened, when I woke up, because I woke up out my sleep and heard him out there dying, literally. I heard him out there dying. He was just passed out. It was so traumatizing. My daughter, the baby was only, 3 or 4 months old, so it was like a lot for me. And I already wasn't dealing with him. Like, that's why he was on the couch in the first place. I'm like, you gotta sleep on the couch. If you come over here, you gotta sleep on the couch because I don't rock with you like that. And that same night, I had went in his phone and I thought he was gay because I seen him texting a nigga named Kevin. And I was like some shit. I'm like, what the fuck? So I was going to actually address it the next morning once he left because I didn't want to address it while he was there. Because if you come out to a dude, come say something like that to a dude, they might zap or something. And I just didn't want that because I knew my kids was home. So I was going to wait till he leave and then ask him about the whole situation. Then that all played out. And then days before, my window got busted. And I really believe it was him. I keep saying, I know for a fact either he busted my window or he had somebody to bust my window. It just was so much happening that 1 week. I was like, what the hell is going on? What is going on? But he was deranged. And I really believe this was just one of his plots to try to get me, to try to keep me. He knew if I gotta die to keep this girl alive. When I tell you he's obsessed, it's crazy. He won't stop sending me these damn love songs. He won't stop. Still, right now, he won't stop. He doesn't stop. It's just like he doesn't get it in his head that it's over. And a person like that will kill you. They don't want it to be over. That's why I am reluctant to. Now I know for a fact I'm never seeing this dude again. But I was like, that's why I got away. And then I'm like, okay, maybe he's changed over this time. But no, people like that, they don't change. They don't change, and they show signs of jealousy. That's why you can't deal with these dudes that envy you. And especially even if y'all been through similar things in life. You got more than they have. You got education. You graduated school. They didn't graduate. Not only did you not graduate high school, I also went to college, graduated, finished. I got a house. I got a car. Well, not a house. I had an apartment. I got things in my name. I got credentials. I got licenses. I got skills. That day I even told him about me. I flipped them shoes. Like, just envy how I can make, like, you stand outside all day and barely make no money. And I didn't, in one little play, 1 little hour, I didn't flip the shoes, the little Louis shoes that I found Found some brand new Louis shoes, flipped them joints and made $800 right off them shoes and told them about it. Like, and you can't even tell these dudes certain stuff because they become jealous of you. They don't have things that you have. They'll become jealous of you. They see how you parent your children. They'll become jealous of you. Your own parents will be jealous of you because of you a good mother that they couldn't be to you. They see how emotionally available you are for your kids, how you really love your kids. People will be jealous of you for that. They will envy you for anything out here. You gotta be careful, man. They will envy you. They will hate on you for your ambition. They will hate on you for wanting to do more. They will hate on you because you believe in yourself. They will hate on you because you have faith in God. They will really hate on you for that stuff. They will hate on you. Men and women. But the old man you sleeping with, the old man that say they love you and that you think love you will really do this stuff to you. You gotta be careful out here, man. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. And my dumb goofy self really went up to the hospital because they was treating him like a patient that was doped out, like you a drug addict. So they was treating him like that, neglecting him in the hospital, or whatever. So of course I go up there, and I'm like, man, you good? They wasn't trying to let him leave, but I was like, nah, he leaving, let him out. I was like, I will nurse him back to health, and I did. They was like, he need his potassium up before he leave. I said, I'll go buy him some bananas and all the stuff. Me get to looking up everything that got potassium in it, high potassium, get to buy him his bananas, make sure he's taking it and all of this stuff. And that was right what he wanted because he knew that's because after this point is when I start, now I'm trying to let him stay over my house now. He started being around more now. This was his whole plan. So I really think he really tried to commit suicide on purpose to get me to stay. And when he realized that stuff was just, I wasn't, even after that, all right, you back to health now, you back out on the block. It's like you ain't even learned nothing from that situation. He claimed he didn't take nothing. He claimed because he keep the drugs under his nuts. He claimed that it dissolved, the pill dissolved under there and it got in his bloodstream. Don't know how true that is, especially because even since I've been here in Texas, and he said he got another, what they call it, an impact or Narcan. I think it's called Narcan. That's what they shoot the addicts with to get them back to life or something once they pass out. Because that's what they had to do there. Nothing was working. They had to get the Narcan. That's how they knew that he was OD. They was like, that's why they said he OD, because the only thing that resuscitated him, the only thing that got him alert and awoke is the Narcan. Once they stabbed him with that thing, he woke. He was like, hey, what's going on? Like, he woke up. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you scaring me. Like, I'm holding a baby. I'm like, but this man, I say all this to say, be careful with these dudes. The dudes that want to isolate you, jealous of you, moving too fast. They don't got nothing going for themselves. They ain't got no motion. They come pouring all this crap onto you. Most men, as a real man, men ain't gonna pour all their problems on you because as a man, they just know that that's not what they do. They already know they should be able to be vulnerable, but to a certain extent. No quality man is gonna come dumping everything on his woman. As a man, he gonna figure shit out. He not gonna sit around waiting on you to tell him everything. Now, of course, you his help man. You supposed to help him, but he not sitting around just waiting on you. He not sitting around just come telling you everything that going on. Like, nah. And because I've experienced that, this how like I told you in that video, I was in a vulnerable state, man. The vulnerability in us, the lack of love, everything I did in my life clearly shows it was a lack of self-love. And I didn't love myself because I never received that love. Nobody poured into me like that. Using my body, giving up, like having, all of that. I did not love myself. And men know that. These predators, they can sense it. They can smell the lack of self-love in yourself by the way you dress, by the way you talk, by the way you move, by the way you allow them to do certain things to you, by the way you keep taking them back. You're over forgiveness. You having no boundaries. And then when you try to set some boundaries, they like, who the hell are you to try to set a boundary after you let me do all this stuff to you? Even with your own narc parents. Who the hell are you to have boundaries? This is what they feel. These dudes be emotionally immature. They don't know how to properly express themselves. They get the zapping, or they get the coming up with deceitful plans to take you out. They don't even really care about their kids. These type of guys, and it's a lot of these. Because we see it's more bad guys than good guys. Flat out. Flat out. Even with your police officers, more bad cops than good cops. And that's a fact. It's not to say that there's no good men. It's not to say, but there's a plague of these disastrous men out here. It's a plague of broken women, Jezebel-spirited women. It's a plague of this mess out here, and it's ridiculous. But I do these videos, and I say this stuff to y'all because we have to wake up. Our kids is on the line. You can't have your kids doing the stuff that you have done. You can't have them seeing that stuff. It's not about what you tell them. You got to show them too. You got to teach them. You got to talk to them. Have real conversations. Stop hiding. Stop acting like everything a secret. Because when you don't tell it to them, you giving the world the opportunity to tell your kids stuff and to tell it their way. And to fill their head with nonsense. Fill their head with fluff and lies and deceive them. Your kids need to know everything first. You need to be teaching about their body parts, boys and girls, because all these boys out here is getting molested too. I'm not going to say all, a lot of them. Black, white, Hispanic, they all getting it. The devil is out here seeking to devour. It's serious. These men are strategic. They come in your life acting like knight in shining armors. Acting like you could be vulnerable. They come in there mirroring everything you say. That's why you can't tell them all this stuff. You can't tell them about your past. You can't tell them about how much money you're making. You can't tell them about what you do for a living. You can't show them where you live at, especially if they don't have nothing. Because they will envy you. They will envy you. And an envious person, envy is one of the deadly sins. And a person that envy you, that greed will come amongst them, and they want to take what you got, and they will take you out of here. Everything is about power, control, and domination. That's what it's about. For the battle is not against flesh and blood, against principalities and powers. Principalities, powers, authority, rulership, money. That's what it's about. Control. The whole world is operated off of control, whether you want to believe it or not. I don't care if you even think you a good person. If you think you got a good relationship, if you working a job 40 hours a week, baby, you under control. Period. Ain't no way around it. This is the word, and this is a biblical word. This is what we're dealing with. Mind control, population control. This is what we're dealing with, because you got so many people out here, so many of these spirits that want to be God. They want to be in control like God. People get to overstepping their boundaries. Stop telling these people about yourself. It's sad out here because you can't even trust the one you sleeping with, the one you had children with, the one that you had good times with. People would turn on you in the blinking of an eye. Humans are untrustworthy. They some unstable creatures. Humans are flaky, very finicky, switch up on you. You can't trust no human. You can't trust a human. Because for one, you don't even know the spirit that lies beneath that human. You don't know if you dealing with a demon spirit or a righteous spirit. You don't know which one you dealing with until you get time to know them. That's why we got to vet these people. Stop just jumping. One way to get over one nigga is to get up under another one. No. That's how you get yourself hurt, baby. Even holding on to somebody, because it's been so many years, oh, time. Women love to say, oh, I know him for all this time. We've been together since high school. This is the only person I ever know. This is the only one I ever know. Okay, well, you need to let that person go and get to know yourself. Do you know you? Do you know who you are? Do you know what your purpose is on this earth? If you don't know, then the last thing you need to be worried about is who you can get up in your guts. And even for the men, who guts you can get up in. So many of these men, this is why they deranged. This is why they crazy. This is why they're trying to take on another person's likeness, because they don't know who they are. They don't even know that they made in God's image. A lot of them don't even know that they need to submit to God. You really got these dudes out here saying that they're gods, but they can't even control themselves. If you can't control yourself, how are you God? If you don't even have no power over your own life and your own circumstances, you can't even keep your own self out of trouble. You can't even get your own self some stability. You can't even do right by your own self. You can't even teach your own self how to love yourself. You can't even do this stuff for yourself. So how the hell are you trying to control somebody else? How the hell can you love somebody else when you don't love yourself? Men and women, how can you love yourself, someone else when you don't even love yourself? You can't. As a woman who have been there, this is why I have unstable relationships, because I can't love these men like they need me to, because I didn't love myself the way I needed to. And now that I've even learned to love myself, I realized a lot of them not even worthy of my love. These people ain't worthy of my love. This is why I'm in isolation now. I'm not doing it with none of these people. I cannot trust a soul, brother. You know how messed up that is, that you can't trust nobody, not even your own mom. That's fucked up. But that's because these spirits that these people operate on is shady. This is a man eat man, man eat woman. This shit is survival of the fittest for real. It's every man for themselves. If you got you somebody that you can really trust, that's really rocking for you, it's equal reciprocity. They not just using you all up for what you good for, and then when it's time to come around for you to need them, they not there for you. They want to see you in pain. That ain't nobody that love you, man. You got people, even the girl Ashley, all these girls getting on them, tatting on them, love is pain. That shit that's not love. Believing love is pain is getting you right into the ditch, really getting you to your grave. Getting you right into the grave because you believe love is pain, so you tolerating this shit. It's just messed up out here, man. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. Man, these people are self-centered. These people don't care. And I told y'all, a lot of these men are narcissists. Most men, you got the coverts, the overts, all these fame terms they put on it. Self-centered beings. You just got the month. That's why I say my second baby daddy, the reason why he's so wicked with it, that charm. And charm is deception. Anybody that's charming, that's deception. That's biblical principle. Biblical, I just saw a scripture about that yesterday. I'm gonna put it on here. Anybody that's charming, that is of the enemy. The serpent charm. That's how you get tricked out your spot. This is how Eve got tricked out her spot through a charming serpent. We get tricked out our spots, get tricked out our life, get tricked out of motherhood from our kids because of these charming dudes that come around acting like they so freaking charming. Be careful, man. These people don't love you. They love what you do for them. Men say this about women, but we say the same thing about y'all too. It's the same damn thing. That's what I'm saying. Ain't nobody innocent in this thing. Nobody. We have to learn to love ourselves and heal. We just keep on. Man, that pain keep you going to this one and that one and keep you taking stuff that you know you shouldn't take. It's just sad. Just like I just did in that other video about the mullet. And I was going off in that video. I don't know if that's going to go up before this one or after this one. But a lot of people suffering because of them abuse. A lot of these same people, these same deranged men out here, guarantee if you find out the backstory, if you go get the backstory on everybody, the way y'all condemn the baby mamas, the way y'all condemn, because y'all don't know the experience. Some of y'all might know. Some of y'all might not know because you ignorant to what's really going on because it didn't happen to you. So you think that ain't happening to nobody else. In every classroom with these kids, it's at least one kid in every classroom that got some toxic shit going on at home, that had been abused, whether it's physically or sexually or emotionally, getting neglected. And you got these parents out here thinking, because I buy you. I buy you. And then y'all wonder why the girls is out here after money. My parents trained me to be bought. Y'all groomed me. Because you never showed me no real attention, no real affection, no real genuine love. Never was there to really get in my brain, talk to me, cared about me, wanted to really hang out with me. But you think because you buy me, you give me money to go do this, to do that, to buy me the things, to just to take away from the fact that you're not really there. Spending time with your kids, really talking to them, having a communication with them, listening to them, interacting with them. No. Besides telling them what to do, go do this, go do that. You think even, I take my kids to the mall, I take my kids to the park, but what do you actually do with them? Taking them places, are you doing anything with them? Are you playing with them while they out there? Are you having conversations with them? Do you even hug them, kiss them? Man, these parents be setting us up for success, both my parents. And it ain't to say that they ain't try, but too, you know, because I know my dad's like, it's just, but this is what I'm saying, the curses. The curses. My dad, he lost both of his parents before he was even old enough to know what a parent really was. He was my daughter age, 2 years old when his parents died. And you know, once your parents is away, the devil wants to play. Who knows who hands you left in now? Even some of your own parents are the devil. They demon seeds themselves. Especially but when they know that mama is away and mama is negligent and mama is neglectful. This is why I said I was going to do that video about the whole rat experiment on the projects. Many of us are breakouts from the projects, and y'all wonder why we get to the suburbs and still do this and still do that, because you were in a experiment. You were in the project. You were in the rat race. You were in the whole rat experiment. And many of them have broken out. My mama made it out. She made it out the hood. To give her kids a better life. It was really more so for my brother, I believe, but for both of us. But really, she did not want her son growing up in that. It was 16 before she finally moved us he was 16 before we finally moved out to the suburbs. But even that, now we surrounded too. A lot of people in the suburbs still came from there. As black people, we're all it's the ones who broke out. You got many that's still in there. But we the ones that broke out, that got out. It's not the case for maybe everybody, but for most part, as black people, that's what it is. This is what it is. Why you think we in all the major cities? First of all, this is biblical. This is how you know we the people of the book. And the reason why the plagues are on us like this, because we are God's chosen people. But because we went astray from him, he let the enemy attack and attack and attack us. Because we won't worship him. We get to worship him. Y'all be really on here calling this shit Beyonce. Internet. Y'all be further making this man. I told y'all God is a narc. God is a narc. Told y'all that in the other video. God is a narc. Period. And if you don't make it about him, he gonna make you pay. You don't get to put nobody before him. He told us. That's why we are under distress. This is why we are under constant attack as black people, because we have served other gods, and he told us not to do that. He told us not to do that. 10 Commandments. He told us not to do this. So now we all are suffering, and until we get back to him, I saw a white man say that in somebody's comments one day. I don't know what a comment was. I think it was on Instagram, and he said, this is because that's what I'm saying. Some of them know. They know who we are, but we don't. And we sitting up here hating each other. The men despise their women because y'all feel like, and we despise y'all, but this go back down to history. From what we seen from y'all, the slavery has fucked us. Slavery has fucked us real good in our asses. Completely, literally, physically, literally, figuratively fucked us in the ass. That's what has happened. And this is the product of it. Everything we're experiencing out here, this is the product of that. The product of serving other gods, worshiping other gods. When he freed us, the first thing we do, want to assimilate with the same very ones he told us not to do. Our men go right after them damn white women, mix and breed. We doing everything that he told us not to do, and we wonder why we suffering. This is why we're suffering. This is why we're suffering. But this is why I say I'm glad that I went through all of this. The shit hurtful, but I'm glad because it put me right into this purpose to tell you guys who we are as a people. Because we don't know. We got everybody telling us this, we're from here, we're from there. I'm sitting here reading. My whole job that God has me on is to read this whole freaking Bible and all the missing books of the Bible to figure out, I'm trying to figure out who we are, where's our real land, where are we really from? We don't know this shit. We don't really know nothing. And we spend so much time on bullshit. We spend so much time on to have all this sex and want to party and drink and do all this shit to feed our flesh. We want to do all this stuff as vices to cope with the pain that we're going through because we don't even understand why we're going through the pain that we're going through. We don't even understand why we're under attack. We don't even understand our history. We don't even really know our history because history has been told in reverse. We don't know. Man, as I was sitting reading yesterday, I finally finished the Book of Jubilee. I sat down yesterday. I said, I'm not getting up from this table, bro. Even though I had to go pick my daughter up from school and stuff. I'm like, I'm not getting up. I'm not going to sleep, rather. I was up till 10. I was like, I'm not going to sleep until this Book of Jubilee is finally read. I got to get back. I got to stay reading. Even though my ADHD it's hard for me to stay focused, especially having my kids and having to do this and just getting distracted, period. But I have to do this because this is where the answers is at. Everything I went through led me right here. Led me right into my purpose. And this is why God has me telling my story, telling everything. Ain't no more secrets. Enough of that shit. We need to know. We need to know what each other's going through. We need to know. What that verse say, confess your sins to one another and pray for one another. We out here harming one another. We out here envying one another for what? We so against each other because we didn't let them do what they meant to do. Divide and conquer us. Because they know the power if we would come together. The power of a black man and a black woman in one household that's healed and healthy and woke. And your third eye open and you close with God, you put God first. That's what that white man said in that comment. You guys need to, what he say? He was like, you guys need to, the problem with you guys is y'all don't put God first and y'all don't value life or y'all don't value your families or something like that. And I said, this man know what's up. That man one day when I went into the Sam's Club, and he was just speaking to me. It was a white guy. He was an old white guy. He was speaking to me. And he was like, how are you? I was like, I'm good. I'm well. He was like, I said, how are you? He said, I'm blessed. I said, I know that's right. He was like, yeah, many people don't know how blessed they really are. And I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, I wonder if he's saying it because we are blessed to be God's chosen people. The creator of this world, the creator, the one that created this damn ground that you walk on. That created the sky, that created the air that you breathe, the one that created this crap. He chose us as a people. And because of our BS, because of our ways, we got put in this circumstance that we did. I've been telling y'all in these videos, man, y'all can see, like, as I'm reading the Bible, this is why we all work. The cities, how we've been placed in the cities. I mean, everything is strategic. This is why all of our cities, this is why we all go through the same thing from all over the place. I'm going to find a guy page who he do YouTube skits on, I don't know, he might be on other platforms too, but I follow him on YouTube. He does things about what black people do, like random stuff that we do. And then we be in the comments like, dang, how do you know us? He's black himself though, but he like, dang, like, how are we all like this and we don't know each other? Because we're our own group of people. We're our own ethnic group. We're our own people. We have our own traditions. We don't be knowing each other. We don't know each other from Adam. We don't be knowing each other. We from different cities. But we going through the same things. We going through the same things. It's because we are one group. We're a group of people. We're our own ethnic group. We're our own people. And God chose us as a people. But because we went astray from him, he let us go get into the hands of the enemy. This is why he allows the enemy to exist. In Jubilee, he allows. The devil, Mastema, asked him, when all the stuff with the fallen angels happened, this is going to be a different video. You know, because that's my job, is to teach this stuff. That's why God sent me in isolation to teach me this. He got me reading this stuff. Like, when I tell y'all it's so real, he sent one of the prophetic word girls yesterday. And I be getting mad sometimes, and I be unfollowing them. Because I be mad, you know, at my process, and I just be mad at some of the things, the circumstances. And I already know I gotta get in my book. I already know I gotta get more on my reading. But one of the prophetic word girls video yesterday dropped the video, said, get to work. And the day before that, I was just saying, I need to get on it. Like, I be doing good reading, then I'll take a break for a whole week. And then I get the losing train of thought and losing the information, like, and I need to get it, keep it in my brain so I can effectively teach. But Mastema, one of the top demon spirits, one of the first demon spirits. He the reason that all of that happened with Pharaoh and Moses. That was the evil spirit that God was allowing to harden Pharaoh's heart and all of that, to chase after the Israelites at the Red Sea. He was the spirit, the demon spirit, and God allowed him. And he asked God, because the enemy got to get permission. This is why I say God himself, it's his word. For I create good and evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Because he know why he does it. For if it wasn't for evil, I would probably be still there, still in Maryland. Probably I wouldn't be in my purpose right now. It took for that stuff to happen, that demon seed, to run me off, chase me right on off. It took for all the evil for me to start rebuking that dang on Jezebel about me. It took for that. But Mastema asked him to leave some. When he condemned all them other spirits, when he condemned all the evil spirits to hell, to the abyss, to the bottomless pit, when he condemned them and sent them all them spirits there, he asked if a tenth could still remain. He asked God, can you allow for a tenth to still remain? And God said yes. Because God knows he needs it. Like I said, God is a narc. I love him to death. I love God to death. But he's a narc, bruh. This is where narcs stem from. I'm all amped up. My thing down here hurting. I need to get to the stove. It's 8:43. But y'all, this is some real rap. We got to understand this stuff. It's crazy. And it's like, sometimes I just be mad. I just be want to go on a cut. I'm like, God, nothing really. I be like, man, it's too far gone. Like, why you even got me here wanting to be Miss Super Saver and tell the people, and they ain't going to listen anyway. People going to do what they want to do. It's like, why am I be like, man, why you even got me doing this? Why can't you just let me get back? Like, let me do my little hustles I was doing. Let me make my money and increase my stuff. You know, even though I ain't want to be doing that stuff anyway, but Let me do something else. It's like I'm forced. Like, when I talk about control, I'm still being controlled. That's why I don't care what nobody say. I'm still being controlled. This ain't really what I want to do. I don't want to read this book, but I also do want to get the knowledge. So I can tell us who we are. I do want to, in a way. Like, but I gotta, like, that's why I said, I don't know about everybody else, but I'm still under control. I had to fully surrender to God, and he still is controlling my life. And it ain't the easiest thing. Like, that's what I'm saying. These dudes, we want to control you because they act like they God. You know? My life, man, I don't care what nobody say. I'm living this. I'm living it. Can't nobody tell me who God is, bruh. I'm living it. And I ain't grow up on knowing who he was. It's through these experiences that I found him. And then when I chose to really surrender, God gonna have you all type of God, dealing with God. Look at, I mean, that's why I say, I'm living these people in the book. I'm living these people in the book. When you read the Old Testament, you see exactly who God is. You see exactly who God is. Jesus may be Mr. Sweet. And even with him, he wasn't going for everything either. Like, Jesus might be love. God love too, but tough love for sure. Look at what he's allowed to happen to people in the book. He allowed Daniel to get in that pit with the lions. He allowed them. Because it's once again for him to get the glory. Narc shit. Narc. Narc. You're number one narc. But one thing about it, God do still, he wants you to live a fruitful life. He has an inheritance for you. He has things that he want to do with you. It's purpose in your pain. And he want to show it to you, but he wants you to fully surrender. He wants you to let him lead you. He wants you to let him lead your life and stop you trying to take control. Just be patient and wait. It be eating me up right now, and I have to just sit around and do, like, when I know what I'm capable of getting back on my grind, like, I could really be working hard, you know. I don't really want to do that anyway. I don't want to be working these jobs no more, but I know too, like, at least if I was working them, I could have more money than I got right now. I could have more things, but it ain't even about the things, you know, and I had to learn that too. It's about the soul. It's about that brokenness. Fix that broken. He want to fix it. He want to tell you what happened and heal you. He really want to love you and protect you. He want to really have a relationship with you. Like, but everybody running, and a lot of people be mad at God because of what has happened to them. You know, I honestly think that's why my mom why she ain't really teach me about God either. She probably got mad and said, shoot, I learned about this and look what happened to me. I don't need to teach my kids this mess. I don't need to take them to the church. She know what probably the church. I don't know what the hell she. Oh, man. Child. But I'm sorry for getting so emotional. I'm not sorry. It just is what it is. It's real. It's passion. And it's sad out here. It's sad. And the only people I really feel sad for is the kids. You got so many kids growing up now without moms, without dads, because of people that's letting the enemy take over them. And they refuse to get close to God. And when you refuse to do what God's telling you to do, he'll hand you right on over. Like he did with the Black community for all this time. Because people want to purposely go against him. But you're going to realize once and for all, this is his world, baby. This is his world. He let Satan have some dominion over this thing, over this level of it, on the earthly level. But the spiritual level, the heavenly realm, that's his. He gave Satan dominion over this when he casted his butt out. You know? So this video is an hour long. I need to get going. So I can go to the store. And I'll see you guys in the next video. But overall, y'all, we gotta wake up. We gotta learn to love ourselves. We gotta stop looking for love in all the wrong places. We gotta pour into our children, because our children wouldn't be looking for love in all the wrong places if they can get it from home. We gotta stop these narcissistic family dynamics where you triangulating your kids for your greater good. Like, it's just sad because there's so many narc families out here. Self-centered parents. Desperate parents. You know, but it's all by design, because once again, God allows that whole narcissistic family dynamic. So, because the objective is to get the black sheep, the scapegoated child. The objective is to get them to grow up and get closer to him, boss up, so that you can get into your purpose to lead your family. Like he did Joseph. They casted Joseph out, but look, Joseph was the same one that ended up ruling. They hated on Joseph for his dreams. Hated on Joseph for what God told him that ended up coming to pass. And they still had to come back. And he was ruler over him anyway. Everything that he already had told him that he's vision in a dream. The reason why y'all casted him away, because y'all was hating, thinking he better. When he only told y'all what he saw. He only telling you the dream. Just for y'all to come back and need him anyway. But that's why he'll allow the scapegoat. He'll allow you to get scapegoated. Because he want to push you. He want to send you away into isolation season. Like I've been telling y'all. He want to isolate you, to heal you, to fix you, to teach you who you are, why you are that way, and what you are, what your job is here to do on this earth. The reason he called your soul into human form. The reason he's trying to tell you what your soul mission is, so you can work in that, so you can work for him. He don't want you out here working for these white men, working for these corporations. He wants you working for him and teaching what he needs you to teach to the people. What your assignment is for the kingdom. That's what he wants you to do. That's why he allowed you to be scapegoated. That's why he allowed you to be ostracized. That's why. Because he want to really get you where you need to be. But we be reluctant to that. We don't understand why we even the chosen ones. You don't even understand why you're chosen. But I'll see y'all in the next video. Deuces.